see. YouTube always takes a second to catch up. I think we're live right now. Hell yeah, let's go. If this looks scary to you, you are correct. We're looking at programming stuff. Good. I have not been doing a game dev stream in so long, and I have been working on my Sage demo, as I've yapped about extensively. And today we're going to be making a new kind of system. Specifically, I want to add something to, like there's two parts of my game. One is like action stages where you fly around and punch stuff, and one part is where you talk to people and like have multiple dialogue options. But I want to add like some kind of delay thing to it, so that, you know, if you're just mashing buttons through the dialogue, I don't want it to immediately like go to the next thing. There needs to be like a slight delay, there needs to be like a screen, something that happens, a kind of effect that happens, and we're just going to be making that from scratch today. So if you join me for that, then I'll be happy to show you how the hell I'm going to do that, because I still have to figure out how to do that. Hey Purveyor, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a good bit, because I haven't streamed in a while, haven't I? When was my last stream, actually? Hold on a second, when was that? Let me have a quick peek over on YouTube. It's been a good while, hasn't it? At least since one of these dev streams, that's for sure. I've like showed up on my friends' streams every now and then, that's always fun. But yeah, hold on, let me just get that. So many tabs open right now. As usual. Yeah, I've been making great progress on my game, actually. Like, it's been going well. What actually helped me in the end was to set a deadline, which sounds counterintuitive because it would add more stress, you know? But no, actually, it really helped me to set some goals, so that in my brain, I was stuck in my brain between two things, and I think some artists might be able to relate to this. I was stuck between two thoughts. Also, hello, oh look, it's an artist. Hello, how's it going? Glad you could make it. Be sure to vote for the soundtrack poll in the flipping the live chat. That thing over there. Yeah, scary. It's currently currently up between Sonic Lost World, Sonic Adventure, and Sonic Runners, with Lost World and Runners in the lead. I do love adventure soundtracks, but we'll see. We'll see. I also really like Lost Worlds and Runners, so yeah, I like all three. That's why I put them there. I rig the polls every time. Every time I come out on top, I win. Hold on a second. Let me move my microphone a little further away from my face. Hope it's not clipping or anything. That should be fine. Yeah, last stream was about 2 weeks ago, I see. Oh, yeah. Right. I did that Rayman 3 demo disc. I forgot about that. That was fun. Gosh, that demo disc made my PS2 explode. Anyway, to finish the thought I was having. I was stuck between two thoughts, right? But let me just also scroll around. Oh, this is interesting. Well, look at that. It's some kind of particle effect. Perhaps you'll see that in action today. Been a hot minute. Yeah, won't be here long, but glad you're streaming again. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that very much. And then there's this stick thingy. Ooh, what could all of these things mean? I don't think this one's even used anymore. This one's old, right? Oh well. We'll see. I've been making a lot of progress on my game, and you'll get to see some new things today. Title screen. I still gotta do something with this. It can't just be a yellow screen that opens and then it goes right into the intro cutscene. There needs to be something. But also, there's a bit of an epilogue now. Yeah, it happens over here. Demo 1 end. What could this be? So many exciting new things. I might be able to show a bunch of it today, but I don't want to show too much. That's the thing. I don't want to show too much because it's only like a month or so until the submissions are closed for Sage. Let's see. That's August 15th. Yeah. Just had to check that. Right. I keep getting distracted from my initial story. What I wanted to say is, I kept bouncing around between two thoughts, right? One was, I'm not doing enough, I need to work more, I need to work on this right now, I need to finish this demo, like, early so I can just rest after that. Which is not always a healthy thought to have, like, it's nice to finish stuff early. But also, if you have plenty of time, you shouldn't rush yourself, you know? You shouldn't have to pressure yourself too much to finish something. That doesn't sound comfortable at all. And the other thought was, I have plenty of time, I don't need to work on it right now. Which was technically true, but also I do need to work on it little bits every now and then. But my brain didn't know exactly like how much to work on it. So what I did was I just wrote everything down again. I went over it, I categorized the different priorities and tasks that I still had for working on this game, and it gave me a much better indication of how far along I was and what I still had to do. So, basically what I did in my to-do list, I made 3 categories. One of them was... Let me pull that up real quick. One was... Okay, yeah, I made them like... If I reach these goals, then I have passed a certain milestone. And the first milestone was demo technically done. I reached that, actually, which I am super happy about. I could technically release this as a demo and it would be a playable thing. Second milestone is the demo being polished and having a bunch of like extra little things in there that I really want to have in there, actually, because it would feel a little incomplete without it. Not incomplete, but a little incomplete. I have not reached that yet. I have a couple things on there, which one of them is going to be the thing that I'll be working on today, which is like some kind of banner that appears that warns you that a choice is coming up in the dialogue tree. Another one is going to be better indicating what the collectibles do, which I feel is an important one, but technically the game works without that, so, you know. I also want to alter the scoring system, like, points are just kind of ascribed, like, they're just added randomly, basically. I was like, spaceship, sure, you get 100 points for that. Bigger spaceships, 200 points for that. But I need to balance that a little bit. I need to actually get into why certain things are worth certain points. And I also want to add a game over screen, because I think it's fun. And after that, there's some... yeah, after that, that's basically like the second milestone, a polished demo with extra things in there for quality of life and just stuff I like. Now, what also happens is, after that, is like the third milestone, and that's, you know, fun things. Things I like, things I really would like to add, but they are absolutely not mandatory. So that is a little comic you can unlock if you beat my dev score. Fixing a background that I made, it can be a little better. It's okay right now, but it can be better. So I just want to, you know, punch that up a little bit. And I want to fix some of the portrait drawings because I made those very early on in the process and some are a little bit off model. I want to add a voice sample for one of the characters who does not have a voice yet. And I want to have a unique dialogue tree at the end, which is completely optional. Like, this is just for like I added an epilogue thingy, where it's basically just, well, you'll see. You might see that today. But I want to have like a unique dialogue options there, and it just takes a bit of time to program all of that. But we'll see. We'll see how far we get today. Maybe we finish everything. Probably not. But who knows? Are there bonuses like multipliers? Kind of. Kind of. Let me just open the game real quick. Excuse me, I need to turn off the volume there for a second. Because I think I have the game volume set a little loud. There we go. Okay, here we go. So, now you can hear the game. Now it would be nice if you could see the game. Let me get on that right now. Game capture, there we go. And then we capture specific window. Should be this one. There we are. Alright. Look at that. Why is it all the way at the top? That's great, OBS. Why not just add it at the position where I was with my cursor in the list? Oh well, oh well, oh well. I do not want to add it in the avatars. There we go, there we go, there we go, and there we go. Alright. Gameplay. Let me plug in my controller because, haha, guess what the flippin' heck I did? I made it so that you can plug in a controller anytime now, instead of just at the very start, which was an issue that I have discussed before. I have now just, I plugged in my controller and it works. So that seems to be just fine. Now with my development tools, I'm now going to go to the next screen, which is gameplay. There we are. So you might notice that there is different music right now. Like I was using a fan remix of a song that I really like, but I figured it would be best to not use any like fan stuff. I just used some like generic like music from Sonic games because it seems appropriate to use some Sonic placeholder music for, you know, Sage, Sega Sonic Amateur Games Expo. But yeah, all of this is still pretty much the same probably from the last time you saw it. There's a bunch more like sound effects. There is like more hand-drawn stuff. Not everything was had like hand-drawn sprites yet last time. Explosions are a little better. Everything's just kind of been improved slightly. But yeah, this tune is from Sonic Riders, Zero Gravity. There we go. Okay, so those little like indicators you see whenever you get like a strong punch and you hit something, right? And you see like those little indicators that say like boom, pow, zoinks, bam. So those things are going to be combos. Like the more of those appear on the screen, the more points you get. That's the idea. Those are the story tokens you can collect, and I need to like better indicate what they do, because I just have no explanation for that in the game currently. But yeah, this is all pretty much the same still. That all still works. Gotta fix some of these character portraits slightly. There we go. That all still works. This is here. Slightly different background for this part. Like it zooms out a little bit. What else? There's like a cutscene. And then there's this part where you go to space. Where you get like unlimited charge punches. And some Sonic Mania music plays. Anyway. That's that. Then there's of course an ending sequence. And then there's this. But you'll see what that's all about when the demo drops. I will not spoil any of this, because this is kind of, it's a little epilogue thingy where I just talk to the player, like thanking them for playing, and I just, you know, talk to them about like indie games and stuff and how AI sucks ass, and I don't know, I just go on a quick ramble. That's it, because that's what I do. Can I close the game? There we go. I remapped some of the buttons. There we go, for the debug stuff. Happy with the sound effect choices? Thank you. I'm pretty happy with those too. Okay, it seems for the background music that Sonic Lost World and Sonic Runners were in a tie. I am going to pick Sonic Lost World because I feel like it. Hehehe. Let me see. Where do I have that? But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it so far. Like that's the demo. You can beat it in like 14 minutes or so. I think the last time I tried it, it was I think it was like 17 minutes if you just kind of casually go through it and read everything and do silly voices while you read the dialogue and all that. So that should be fine. I think that is perfectly acceptable for a Sage demo. I don't need it to be much longer. It's just an impression of like the first level, because that's all I have. I've just been making the first level and like setting up all these systems and just... like I have plenty of ideas for a second world and a third one and a fourth one. I have some dialogue written out and all that stuff. But most importantly, I have one finished level. That's it. The rest is all just in like scraps and stuff. Yeah, I wanted to make... Thank you. Love how polished the demo is. I appreciate that. I want this to like really be representative of what I'm aiming for. Like it's more of a vertical slice than anything. I want to have all the systems done that are going to be needed. Like the skeleton of the game, I want it to be done so I can focus on level design and all that stuff for the rest of the game. I've already determined like the scope of it, and I think that with like what I have, I can get pretty far. The major stuff, let me just get some tunes going in the meantime. There we go. Love the Lost World soundtrack, it's so fun. With what I have now, I think the major things I still need to do are like menus, like a main menu. I need to have a world map that you can, you know, go through. And then like the level progression also needs to be tied to something. Like, okay, so if you make this decision after level 1, where do you go from there? Do you go to level 2? Do you go to level 3? Do you go to level 4A? You know, that kind of stuff. Because I want to have different storylines. I want there to be like choice with the dialogue. I want that to have an actual effect on what happens. And that's the idea. And that is... I know it sounds a little ambitious, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it. It's still my first game after all, but it's going alright. I'm pretty happy with how things are progressing. It's just gonna be slow. Thank you, motorcycle outside my house. Thank you for that noise. I appreciate that. Is the mic picking that up, actually? It's not picking that up. That's a shame. Motorcycle guy had one chance at a claim to fame on a Ramble Prism stream, but botched it. Not loud enough. Love the realistic cheese blocks, thank you. I like that too. I gotta do more of that in later levels. It's really enjoyable. I took like actual photos of pieces of cheese. That was a really fun part to do. Alright, but what we're gonna do today is something important. I am going to open a canvas in Microsoft Paint. Check this shit out. Okay. And I'm not gonna make the final graphics for this yet. I am just gonna make this. Check this out. So, Microsoft Paint, we all know it. It's a program. You can draw in it. It's simple and easy. It looks like shit usually. And that's okay, because that's exactly what we need right now. check this out. I need this to be 1920 pixels wide. There we go. Okay, this seems fine. Just gonna do that. And then I want to add like a little bit of... I want to have like dither effects on the side. Ooh, crazy. Ooh. Look at all that. It's like I'm playing a 90s game. Pixels all over the screen. Wait a minute, I'll just copy and paste. There we go. Okay, let me grab this. Let me be efficient for once. Then I flip that. And I just drop that over here. There we go. Wow. Looking amazing. And here comes the text. In our good old... good old reliable Comic Sans. Naturally. 48... Oops, oh, fuck that one up. Okay. Choose! I want this banner to appear whenever the player gets to make a choice in the game. I think I want it to be like a little bit slimmer, actually. It doesn't need like to fill the... Maybe it does need to fill the full space. You know what? Okay, whatever. We can do that. And I just want the gradient to be a little wider. None of this matters. Literally none of this matters. This is just a temporary placeholder graphic thing. Let me at least make it symmetrical, okay? Otherwise my brain will never shut up about it. There we go. Choose. Wowie zowie. Wasn't Green Biker Dude, was it? The hit character from Mega Man X2? I forgot when, what I was talking about when you were saying that, but sure. Green Biker Dude for Smash. Let me save that. Alright. Choose banner. Perfect. That's good to me. Alright, so we go to the sprites. And then we add a little thing. Alright, the old title screen sprite. Never used this one. It was like a weird mashup of Paint 3D and Clip Studio Paint stuff. I don't like this one. It's an old drawing. Don't love it, but it was like a temporary title screen for a while. I have a pause screen now. I completely forgot to show you guys. There's a functioning pause screen in my game now. I'm very proud of that. It took me forever. My god. Because you have to like deactivate instances and like there's another object that activates instances as soon as they get into the view. To like not overload the computer with like all these calculations and shit, you know. So, okay, let me just get this. S underscore. Choose banner. Okay, I'm gonna import. And then I'm gonna take the banner that we just created. And I'll say... middle center. Top center, maybe middle center. I think this is probably doable. This should be okay. Can be the box art. Thanks. I'm not a super huge fan of it. I will be designing my own like fake box art for the game though. You can count on that. I love that shit. Might even like actually print it off and just put it in a box for fun. But that's still very far away. Let's do a bottom center, I guess, and then we just put it on like the center line of the screen, so it's like slightly above the halfway point of the screen. Should be fine. Pause menus scare you. How do old games make it look so easy? Well, let me show you. Let me show you how it works. Because that is an interesting little story behind that one. Okay, Sonic Lost World. Let me just pause you for a second. There we go. Okay, so when I'm in a level and I'm flying around and I'm dashing and blashing and flashing and splashing. Sorry, I got too focused on just playing the game. I got distracted by my own thing. Here we go. If you press start, this happens. So there's like this transparent overlay. It's just a JPEG, like it's just an overlay of the whole thing. And if I press start again, it closes. I do have a slight bug. Like if you notice that when I pause, the player character like moves down slightly. And also the chase ships, like the chasing ships behind me, they bounce up a little bit for a moment. And same with the portrait on the right. It also bounces anytime I unpause. Because they are tied to the position of the camera. And I don't know, I don't even know if I care enough about fixing that. It doesn't matter that much. As long as it doesn't break the game, I'll be fine. It just looks a little weird. There's like 3 options. I can select resume, and then I resume. I can restart the segment. I can restart, or I can be like, no, I'll keep playing. And I can just give up and quit the demo. Or I can not do that. Let me just show you what happens when I hit restart. It just restarts the room. That's it. It saves your, like, score and everything, so that should be fine. If I give up, then I'll just, like, quit the game. And that's that. Now, for something as simple as that, let me show you how the hell that works. I had to add it to the camera object. There's some... Okay, so I like, added the global gamepads, like, inputs and all that. Oh god, I really should have done this from the start, but I just didn't know it existed, like that it was a thing yet. I have to set up my controls globally, so there's a different object at the very start of the game that defines, like, what do the buttons do? Oh, let me start the music again. Did I get accepted into Sage? Not yet. I mean, I'm gonna submit my thing, but it has to be before August 15, so I'm gonna take my sweet ass time with it. But I think it'll be accepted. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be. Also, if it doesn't get accepted, I'll still release the demo somewhere else. We'll see about that. I don't know. Also, hello there, Will. Thanks for stopping by. How are you? Let me see. I was talking about the controls. Set them up globally. Yes. Pausing. There's like a game paused variable, obviously. That makes sense. It saves the scrolling speed of the camera somewhere. It shows a debug message that the game's paused, which is useful for me. And it sets like an alarm. There's like a pause cooldown, so you can't just mash the pause button over and over. Just checking in. Hey, thanks, I appreciate it. Let's see. Deactivating objects. So this is what happens normally, right? Like, objects are deactivated if they are outside of the camera view. But there's like a couple of objects that need to be not deactivated, ever. Because there will be a problem if they were deactivated. There's Dummy Bitch, which is just... it's a dummy object that follows a path. I've talked about this before, but there's a whole thing in GameMaker with paths that makes it really difficult to do paths at all for like objects that are moving relative to the screen. So I made like a dummy object that follows a path somewhere else, and then another object that like the actual enemy that follows the dummy object, but coordinated, like the coordinates are corrected to fit in the camera view. It's like a whole thing. If you're very curious, you can watch an earlier stream or you can ask me about it to explain it. I'll gladly do so, but I won't bore you with the details right now. And then there's also like certain objects that always need to stay active because they control things like, well, controllers and stuff. So those need to always be activated, no matter where they are relative to the view of the camera. Then there's this stuff. Thank God I put notes here, because otherwise I would absolutely forget. I've been trying to keep more notes with my code, just to be like, this line does this line does that. Which is incredibly useful. I used services for this one, which means that I create a service which is like a screenshot of the game, and I draw that on the screen. So that even if like some effects are moving and stuff, like they won't, because I'm not actually like showing a paused screen. I am taking a screenshot of the game, I am drawing that on the screen, and then I draw the pause menu on top of that. That is to make sure that you really just draw like just like a paused screen, basically. Instead of just objects that are standing still but still animating. Then I deactivate all the instances, except for the instances that need to stay active. And I set an array for the options, and like this all controls like how you go through the options menu. It is a pain in the ass, because for every option you need to set like, okay, what happens when I press this? What happens when I exit out of this? I hate menus, dude. Ugh, but I am getting a little bit better at it. I am getting a little bit better at it. That's something, you know. Menu levels, yeah, so the pause or select buttons, if you press those, you go back like out of there, so yeah. That's the menus. Then there is... I mean, there's more in, like, different I think in the draw events, it sets like the actual things it draws. Like here it draws the surface, here it draws the pause menu and the options. Like it cycles through them and it draws them one by one below each other and all that. And if it's paused, it will not draw any of the other stuff that's below. So that's useful. I found out this, which is very, very convenient. It just says exit, and then after this happens, none of the code below will ever be used. You know, unless something changes and the game is on pause, then this will be disregarded, and the rest will be read again. Hey, Nocturnal Donut, how's it going? How have you been? Showing some nerd shit. It's code for the pause screen of my game, which I added recently. Let's see. What shall we do next? Right, we were working on the... I think I'm gonna make this a separate object. So this is our temporary image for the choose banner. I am going to make a new object. Closing the sounds menu. Opening the objects menu. In the cutscenes folder, I will be making an object called choose banner. We'll just put that below the text box, I guess. Makes sense to put it close to another object that is related to it. Let's see. We got... cutscenes? No, that's in-game cutscenes. Menu and dialogue, and then we go to choose banner. When this thing is created, it will have a value. A variable, excuse me. Global dots. Can choose, I guess? Let's just call it global.canChoose, and it is false. And then we set an alarm. I'll explain what I'm doing here in just a bit. I'm gonna set a little alarm clock that is set to... I think we might need 2 alarms. No, maybe just 1. Let's see. I'm thinking of a very particular effect that I want for this. Opacity is gonna be 0. I want it to be like transparent when it spawns. X position is 0. Y position is... how about we do room height divided by 2? Sure, makes sense to me. Alarm 0 is gonna be no, we don't need to set an alarm, actually. Okay, what I want to do, I'm gonna explain it to you in a second. So, we have this lovely dialogue screen. We cycle through the options. We get to a point where the player can make a choice. I want the player to be prevented from, being able to make a choice immediately. I don't want him to like button mash and accidentally select something. That's a problem I'm worried about. Like we've all been there in flipping Ocarina of Time, for example, where you're just like mashing through buttons in the dialogue, and then suddenly there's a choice, and you're like, uh-oh, I selected the wrong one. Now I have to listen to the dialogue for the tutorial owl again, for example. Or like in Pokemon games, where you mash buttons, you're like, there's so much dialogue, and then suddenly you've mashed through something that was actually important. That's why I want there to be a little delay, a little banner that appears on screen for a brief moment, less than a second. Maybe a little more than a second. Actually, I can... What if you have to like press a button first and then it disappears? Okay, so you get to a choice. The banner appears. You press a button, the banner disappears, and then you can choose something. That sounds good to me. That's something I want to do. Okay. That's something I want to do. Okay. Alright, so it starts at opacity 0. It starts on the left of the screen, and it starts at this height, which is just like the center of the screen, but slightly above it because of where the origins are set. Alright. Shall I repeat that? Oh god. War flashbacks. We do this. Let me already set up the draw event. Sprite. Draw sprite X, because we want some extra control over it, which gives us more options. Just do the sprite index. Image index. These are just like default settings that are already set. X scale is 1. Y scale is 1. Rotation is 0. Shouldn't be rotated at all. The call? Hold on, what's color? Oh, color, of course. Right. Alpha is opacity. That's just our variable that we made for it. That's going to be increasing. Fly in. It's called like fly in is true. Fly out is false. I want it to fly in, you press a button, and then it flies back out. That's what I want to do. So, what happens? Okay. Alright, I want it to be relatively smooth. So... Okay, also it needs to be like, let's see... Can't continue. Can press button. I need a good name for this variable. I want the like when the banner appears, you can't press continue just yet. There needs to be like a delay. So, what do I call this? It's just a simple variable name, but I want it to be like I want it to have a good name. Otherwise, later I will completely forget what it's about, and I will my brain, work with me here. Can press continue. Sure. And it's false. Okay. Alright. If fly in is true, which is what's gonna happen at the very start. It's the theme of the hit Pac-Man character Bash from Sonic Dash! Oh my god, that takes me back. Sonic Dash was so fun. I played the heck out of that on my parents' iPad. That was a cool thing. Just a fun little game. I enjoyed that one. It's not great, but it had like some fun, you know, crossover stuff. It had Miss Pac-Man in there, didn't it? Before the whole... everything with Miss Pac-Man. Wake up, open Mona's stream, and hear the goated ass Zaz theme. We got a certified banger of a YouTuber. Hell yeah. I'm a woman of taste. This track really is super fun. Sonic Lost World, for all the flaws that it has, and it has many, the soundtrack is fantastic. I have no notes. I seriously think it's one of the best soundtracks in the series. It has so much variety and fun and whimsy. It's just not super fitting for most Sonic games, but for Lost World it's very fitting. It's just such an anomaly, that game. Let's see, if fly-in is true, X is... Okay, I want it to like slowly approach this X position. And I know how to do that. I'm gonna have to copy some code from something I made earlier, because I do not remember. Let's go to the enemies, right? Obstacles, there we go. Enemies, the spanking enemy that I have not added yet in any levels, but it does have code to trail behind the player. Here we go. Okay. Let's see, go there. Trail speed is point distance. Okay. Is this like... I think it slows down when it reaches the point where it needs to go, and that's what I want, because I like that. I think that's fun. Okay. Copying this, putting the code in that. Where is it? Cutscenes. Choose banner. There we go. Okay, so just gonna put this in here. Variable trail speed, which is... You don't need to like declare a variable like this in the create event. You only have to do it once, which is very convenient. You only have to do it once like here in the step event, because it's being reset every time this step event runs. So every frame of the game. Okay, and we'll need to declare like what X go to and Y go to are. I only need to do like X go to. Hold on a second. X is gonna be 1920 divided by 2. It's the room width divided by 2. There we go. This is what we need. Yes. No, this one could just be Y. Okay, this is some kind of multiplier. I think this slows it down. Interesting. Okay. You know what? Let's experiment. Let's just put this in a cutscene room and see what happens. I'm curious. I can just put it anywhere, I think, because it will reset the position. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just run the game. Let me pause the soundtrack. Exciting. So what I'm expecting to happen is that this banner appears, right, in the center of the screen, or on the left of it, rather. And it will slowly, it will fly to the center of the screen and slow down right before it gets there. Did it appear? Did it do anything? I don't see it anymore. Let's try again. I'm not seeing jack shit. Interesting. Why did I put this in the instances layer? That's not right. No, wait, that's right. That's actually right. That's no problem. Okay. Music. There we go. I'm shifting into gay focus mode. What happened? X is gonna be 0. Y is gonna be room height divided by 2. It will move towards X go to. Adds the speed of trail speed. Do we need to make this one like really slow? Is the problem that it's too slow? Is the problem that it's too fast? We should be able to just see it. That's the thing. Opacity is 0. I just forgot. The opacity is 0. It's invisible. That's what that means. Awesome. Well, now we know. Opacity. Love that little banjo. Let's see what happens if I do this. It should fade in. That's what I want. There we go. It did happen. It was just, you know. Okay, it's too fast. Let's just slow it down, like way down. And this one also needs to slow way down. Okay. A little too clear for even the player. There we go. Okay, that's too slow. That is much too slow. My god, that is slow. It never quite reaches that point, it seems. Try one more time. Okay. Alright, so that's a nightmare. We're gonna have to just manually do that, I guess. Let's see. That's more what I want. That's actually very close. Okay. Oh, music took. Never mind. It was just a pause between tracks. I thought I paused the music while I was testing. Okay. Now, if opacity... We don't want the opacity to, like, keep counting up. We need it to be... Like, if opacity is larger or equal to 1, opacity is 1. There we go. So it doesn't need to keep counting that up for infinity. Oos! Could be moose. You would never know. Oh, this music is a banger. I really love that first desert stage in Lost World. It's very fun to speedrun. Just like the first, like, well, not Green Hill stage, I guess, of the game. You love doing the Martin Burke voice during a modern Sonic setting. OVA Sonic sounds like Slim Shady. You've had too much Eminem lately. I do like the OVA Sonic voice. It's very fun. The OVA is kind of charming. It's not great, but it's fun how it like... It was like the Wild West with Sonic back then, you know? Like, the lore was all over the place. And that was kind of fun, too. Like, I really appreciate that they tried to, like, tie things up, you know, tie it back together with the recent stuff with the lore team and all that, and the comics and all that stuff to keep it consistent. But I do kind of like how there was just random crap back in the day, especially during the classic era. Like, there was just so much, like, people figuring stuff out, just doing their own take on Sonic. Like with the Mario OVA, for example. That one had, like, completely original story and world and all that stuff, because Mario just didn't have that much to go off of yet. And it was very fun. Like, I love the OVA. I especially love the Mario super dub of the OVA. It is so charming, and the original music is fantastic. Gosh, it's so nice. The OVA is true cinema. The Sonic one, yeah, I like it. I like it, but it's I don't know. I don't know. It's neat. It has a lot of fun things that I enjoy, but overall, it's kind of like what's it even about? There's just so many random things happening. It's fun. It's an enjoyable watch, but not my favorite in terms of like Sonic movies out there, I would say, or Sonic cartoon media. Anyway, if the opacity is larger than 1, opacity will be 1, okay. Now I want to copy this and I want to say that if opacity is smaller or equal to 0, because I know what's coming up in my lines of code, opacity will be 0. Let me just do it like this, actually. That works fine. The great mission to rescue Princess Peach just has a random advertisement snack in the middle of it. Yeah! I love that shit. That's so funny. Oh boy. Okay, so. Now, what happens if the X value is... larger than room width divided by 2 minus 5 or something. Then I guess fly. I guess, huh? It has like it has an extra mode in there. Fly not. Fly. Not. Let's just call it fly not. And then fly not is gonna be true. And then you are allowed to press continue. So I'm gonna set can press to true, which I'll be using later. If can press continue is true, and you are pressing key check. Oh yeah, keyboard. Oh. Okay, I need to copy some code from the player object actually, where I set up the controls. Is that quite right? I need the confirm key, which is the dash key, I'm pretty sure. And then I also need that for the gamepad. Ooh, okay, let me just get this whole thing. And then I just delete what I don't need, which is most of it, but whatever. This works better for me, for my brain. That would be like if Sonic said, hey, you know what will make this chili dog better? Some Lando Lake shredded cheese. True. You know, Sonic deserves to put advertising in his stuff. Get that bread. Had the OVA been popular back then, we'd have 4 parts. We only got 2. Aww. Did it actually... Was it actually supposed to have 4 parts? Is that true? That sounds awesome. I didn't know about that. Let's just set up the controls before we do all this. I just need... dash And let's just call it continue in this one. Or confirm, that makes more sense. Dash key, there we go. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need any of this. I think we just need this, right? There we go. There we go. There we go. We got the variable dash set up. Sorry, this should be confirmed. There we go. Confirm. Okay. So, what happens? And confirm. Fly out is true. And also global dot. What was the global thing I just created? Can choose. Where did I put that? Where did I put that? There, global dot can choose is gonna be true. Hooray! And then you can select an option again. And also when fly out is true, stuff is gonna happen. Okay, actually, let me just copy this from fly in. There we go. I'm gonna change xGoTo to something else. xGoTo becomes something else. I think. I have an idea. There we go. Okay, okay. This always needs to happen. Here's the thing. I always wanted to keep moving towards the point that I mark as xGoTo. Alright, so this can go. Capacity is going to be minus this when it's flying out of there. Alright, alright. And then also xGoTo is going to be changed. I want it to go to a different position after you have pressed the confirm button and you're like, okay, I'm good to go. I recognize that I need to make a choice right now. Okay, this is going to be room width. That's it. Easy. Now we need to incorporate this global that can choose somewhere. Okay. Text box object. Not done with you yet, even though you already have so much code. Oh boy. Choose banner. You know, let's just run the game and see what happens. I want to see what I have so far. Pausing the music. There we go. And there's an error. Awesome. Okay. What happened? What happened? Why? What is going on here? Line 33, assignment operator. What do you mean assignment operator? Oh, wait a minute. If. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's see what happens when we drop this in there. Oh yeah, a rice topping. That was the ad in the Mario OVA. Yeah, there we go. There's a choose. And then when I press the D key... Oh, right. Okay, there we go. It doesn't fade out. It worked correctly, but it didn't fade out properly. Why? How would you do that? What in the heck? Okay, I need to check a couple things. So this thing happens. X go-to is changed. However, it doesn't do the opacity thing. Oh, very strange. It didn't fade out. You saw that, right? That was weird. Maybe I need to move this down here because... Okay, let's try something else. Let's try something else here. I think it's this little thing that may be causing a problem. Now let's copy that. There we go. Let's try this again. Nope, it's still not fading out. I don't know why. That's so very strange. Why would it do that? Huh. That's damn good Sona. Thank you. Damn good Sona for Ramble Mona. Making games programming Coda. If you gotta choose an option to lose, would it be jam or soda? These are some fire bars. The writing is this fire? Actually, would I lose jam or soda? I'm not really a jam person. I like soda though. I like some flipping. I like Coca-Cola is nice. I don't much care for Pepsi. I learned the other day. It's just kind of like Coca-Cola, but not as good. People will kill me for that one. Like, and with people, I mean my boyfriends. New Coke? What do you mean, New Coke? It's a classic. I'm a little bit stumped. This happens, obviously, because it changes the X position, like the goal where it needs to move. Oh, what? I don't know about this. What is New Coke? I've never heard about it. I was just joking. Let me look that up. New Coke was the informal name given to a version of soft drink Coca-Cola. Renamed Coke 2 in 1990. There was a Coke 2? What? And then people apparently liked Pepsi Cola more, and then they reformulated their products. That's wild. I didn't know about any of this. Wow. Coke lore. That's wild. Alright. I mean, even then, Coke and Pepsi taste really similar. I would have trouble distinguishing between the tastes if you had me do like a blind taste test. Oh, I understand. Fly in needs to be false. Okay, so we also don't need like this third state of fly not. It just doesn't even happen, so... There we go. There we go. Let me see what happens when I mash through it. Okay, never mind. What? Oh, oops. Hehe. Let's go! If I just mash through it, what happens? Nothing. Oh wait, I was pressing the wrong thing. Okay. Start it again. that is pretty much what I want. I just needed to fade out a little faster. There we go. Okay, cool. That works. Now we just need to make sure that global.canChoose is used somewhere. Because right now this thing is just pretty and it looks nice and like it. Oh, it flies in and then disappears. Great. It doesn't do jack shit though. So I'm gonna go to the text box object, where it changes global.canChoose. What's gonna happen in the step event is if option count is larger than 0, and global.canChoose equals true. I guess. Hold on, this doesn't quite work yet. What I want to happen is... ooh, man, this has taken a lot of my brain power. Like, coding streams are intense. There is a lot to figure out, and like it's pretty chill when I combine it with doing art and whatnot, so I like to do both. But for an hour now, I've been just doing like putting my brain to the test, which is a challenge. But I think I am very close to figuring this out. First of all, I need to remove the thing from the room. The choose object. There we go. Okay. And I am going to explode and die. Probably later. First, what I want to happen is that if there is an option counter, like if there are options, if there are options available, I want the object choose banner to appear. I want it to be created when there are options, because that's the only reason. Like this banner only needs to appear when there are options on screen. So okay, let me just put it back to the way it was. This is how the code was first. Oh god, okay. Okay. Make banner appear. That's our goal right now. We're gonna create an instance. Okay, how would we do that again? Objects, create... How do we make an object again? Hold on. How do we make an object again? I have been using this for years, but I still forget like the basic things. Instance create instance, of course. Instance create depth. Okay, there we go. Oopsie. X, Y, minus 100. It needs to be in front of everything else. This is the name of the object, and we do not insert like a struct or anything. You only need to make one if there isn't one yet. Equals 0. And on one condition, if that new variable we made, global.something, if it's false. I'm just making it so that it doesn't keep spawning banners. That would suck. So I'm taking some precautions here. And then below this we do if. Oh no, we don't need the second if over there. That's redundant, yeah. If global.canChoose is true, everything below is gonna happen. Yay! Let me just tap this out. Oh, whoops. There we go. There we go. Okay. Then you can cycle through options. Current option is going to be 0. Okay, I'm gonna remove like the first change, what I was doing with that. Like I had some different things in place there, but that doesn't matter. Removing that, removing that, removing that, removing that, removing that. Okay. You gamers, I can't believe this. Chat, affectionately, you suck. You made me so thirsty for Coke. With all this Coke talk, I'm really thirsty for some right now. We don't have any in the house. This is disgusting. I can't believe it. You set me up. This was all just a ploy to make me really thirsty. I only have water. It's not the same. let me remove that like first change thing, first option. There we go. We're not using that right now, so let's just get rid of it. Removing that. There we go. Guilty as charged. Was you who led this evil plan. Well, at least you're taking responsibility for it, you know. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Where does this line thing actually start? Hold on. Okay, we also gotta like reset global.canChoose. Recycling. There we go. There we go. It's so nice you can just copy paste bits of code from like anywhere in GameMaker or even between projects. So useful. I really do like this GameMaker stuff. Better hydrate before you dihydrate, as one may have said. Gotta find that video. Oh, that's an old one. Yeah. I think I might have removed that one. It was a bit old, and like there was like one person in that video who I'm no longer in touch with, so it felt a little odd. It was just like a personal little thing that I animated from a stream of a friend. Let's see. I want to test this, I really do, but at the same time, I'm a little worried everything is going to break. Alright, so you won't be able to cycle through stuff. You won't be able to confirm an option. Alright. Are there options? This is when there are options. We make a banner. This should work. Okay, you know what? Let's just try it out. Let's just try it out. But I am not gonna show you the actual dialogue for the scene. Oops. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, that's a lot of dialogue for the scene. By trying to avoid it, I made it. I made it happen. Okay. Dev message. Okay, there's a lot here. Oh god. Okay, you know what? I do not want to spoil this yet. Ha. Ha 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 ha. Hee hee hee. Hoo 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 hoo. Oh, I'm so devious. Oh, I'm so evil. I am going to do something funny. Okay. I need to copy paste some code here, otherwise it's not gonna work. Okay, this may take a second. Thanks for your patience. I need to copy a bunch of code to make something happen. Okay, there we go, there we go. Don't want to spoil it, as if the text isn't fine print microscopic. Hey, 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 listen. Listen. People know how to zoom in these days. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna make like a custom little code thingy. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna write some stupid dialogue, okay? Be prepared for dumb placeholders. Oh, I love this music. Sonic Lost World. Yay. You know, in the meantime, you can look at my cat. He's big now. That's his attack. Oh, this music is delightful. Really love this one. What are some good dialogue options? Let me think, Goodest kitty. True! You know, as a kitty, like as a small little cat, he was insufferable. I'm not gonna lie. He was aggressive, he was way too playful, and that was just like, goodness. It was genuinely tough to have him around sometimes, because he would just tear everything apart. Even though I would play with him constantly, like he was getting plenty of stimulation and activity, but he would not stop if you screamed while he was biting you or scratching you. He was, yeah, not cool. But he is like chilled out so much, and I'm very glad. A lot of people actually say like, you shouldn't have a cat if you don't like older cats. If you only like kitties, like little kittens, then, you know, like be prepared for an older cat being way different. And I gotta say, I much prefer older cats over kittens, I guess. At least for my cat, because he was the worst. But he has mellowed out considerably, and he's just a good little cat now. Love the old lady pets around here. Let's see, for this one I'll do... That's 2, that's 3... I'm just setting up some dialogue choices real quick, you'll get to see him soon enough. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, I'm just... There we go. Okay. Let's see if this works! If everything explodes... Wait, hold on, fuck, hold on, wait, hold on, fuck, hold on, everything's crashing, everything's dead, everything's dying. Oh god, there is no god. Hey, hello. How's it going? I just had to hide the screen for a second. Whee. But all is good now. Kitty back to normal size. And... Is it the wrong screen? That's the wrong screen. There we go. Yeah! Okay. Okay, so don't worry about any of this. Don't worry about any of this. It's just dialogue, baby. So this needs to go. When getting a cat, do you test every myth and rumor like cucumbers? No, I don't want to subject my cat to cucumbers. That sounds a little... I mean, it's funny, but it's also like, I don't know. Okay, something happened in the scripts. That's fixed now. Text box, step events, malformed if statements. What happened? Oh, this shouldn't be there. There we go, now it should run. It's the small things. Let me turn this off. I didn't actually set it to the test dialogue, never mind. We're not done yet. Let's call this one placeholder. Let's go to the room where it happens. Set it to variables, and then this one's gonna be placeholder instead of whatever that was. Okay, let's see. Please load. Please load. Please load. There we go. All right, so what we expect to happen here is that a banner will appear that will say like, oh, you got a choice to make, and then it disappears, and then we can select a choice. That works. The banner appears, and I can't select anything yet. I can't choose anything yet. Fuck, it shows something. Crap. 1. That's good. That's good. But okay, so the banner, the depth was off. Let's show that one more time. That's all working as expected. I can't make a choice right now. I can't like. Okay, but it automatically selects something the moment I make the banner disappear. 1. True. Okay, I have an idea for that. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got an idea. 40. Let me get the music back up. So 40 banner. Ah, goodness. Okay. How am I gonna do this? Dude, what am I gonna do? I'm so screwed. It's the game cancelled. Not gonna work. Sorry, guys. It's over. It's so Jover. It's never been more Jover. Unless. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. God. Brain. Work with me here. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. I know what to do. I want to set an alarm. Hold on, that's not even close to the right button. Alarm 0 is gonna be -1, which means it's deactivated. When this happens... Okay. If alarm 0 is equal to -1, alarm 0 is set to like 20. I don't know. Seems fine. Yeah, sure. And what happens when alarm 0 is set to that? Ish. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So there's gonna be a delay after the banner, after you press the button to make it disappear. And between the disappearance of the banner and the option to, like, you know, select options again. Let's try that one more time. Please load, please load, please load, please load. Let me just lower the flipping game volume. Let me just turn it off anyway. So we can keep listening to that sweet, sweet Sonic Lost World. Banner appears, that's great. And then you can select. Perfect! Okay, that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. This is looking pretty cool. Banner appears, I press a button, and then suddenly I can select options again. And that all works as expected. Option 3. Yes! Fuck yeah! Only problem is, why is the banner behind everything? That's not what's supposed to happen. What's the depth of this thing? What's the depth of this thing? What, like, what? I don't understand. Fade to white? No. Like, it creates the banner at depth -100. Why on earth would it not be visible yet? Do we need to set it like 800? Let's try it again. Yeah, just do your thing. I'm gonna wait for the stream to catch up. It is a shame that OBS has so much delay between these. It is still behind everything. I don't understand. Interesting. What an interesting conundrum. Why would it be behind everything? I don't understand. Puzzling. Okay, let's see. Scene trigger? Does this do something? Start dialogue topic for this scene. What does start dialogue do, huh? What has start dialogue ever done for me? Where is the start? What does start dialogue do? No. Where does start dialogue come from? What am I looking at here? Dialogue action, text left action, yeah. Speaker action, user choice action, option action, custom action. What the fuck? Okay, let's go back to text box. No. Cutscene trigger. Okay. Function, start dialogue, and it sets the topic for the scene. Okay. What is start dialogue? Where does this come from? Who? I did not give anybody permission to add start dialogue to my game. This is ridiculous. Is it here? Here it is. Here it is. Okay. It creates an instance of text box object. Why is the depth of the text box object set to minus 999? What the fuck? I'll just... Okay. What? Alright. I guess I'll just set the depth of this one to... I don't know why I did that, but I presume I did that for a good reason, so I'm not gonna fuck with that. I'm just gonna do this. Let's see what happens. Why did I have it set to such a high depth? I don't get it. Let's try one more time. There we go. There we go. That's what I flippin' want. Perfect. Is the height of that okay to you guys? Like, how does that looking? Like, I think it's an okay height. I think that's all right. I think like just composition wise, like it's should it be centered vertically? Alright, looks good. Now I just need to make like a final visual for that. And I don't know if I'll be doing that today, but I'm just happy it flippin' works. I can cross it off my to-do list. That was a major hurdle, so I'm really glad I was able to do that today. Alright, let me write that down. I'm just going over my to-do list right now. So a choose banner. Gotta draw that. That'll be very easy to do. You know what? How about we do that right now? Why not? Why the heck not? Let's just make one. I'm like this stream has been like the full process of implementing one major like dialogue thing, like a specific object. So let's continue that. Let's go all the way. Let's go all the way. I'll show you how I'm gonna do it. Okay. All right. Let me shift over into Epic Gamer mode. There we flippin' go. There we flippin' go. Okay, so I'm gonna take the temporary sprite that I made in Microsoft Paint, and I'm gonna draw over that. Check this shit out. Okay, so what is the size of that? Let me see, that is 1920 to 275. There we go, perfect. Now let's make this transparent. First of all, I'm gonna fill this with darkness. Go. I do want it to fit with like the aesthetics of the rest of the game. Let me just get a quick screenshot of that, so I can have the same colors and whatnot. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think I have an idea for what I want to do with this. Let's see. So here's like a little snippet from the actual game. That seems fine. Okay, alright. Okay, I need to turn on my drawing tablet. I'm gonna freehand this bitch. Okay. Drawing tablet activate. Might like my PC for a second. There we go. Okay, and we're all right. We're all right. Whew. I gotta move this to my other monitor, so that's gonna be okay. That's gonna be fine. Okay, what I want to do is this. Nope. I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna go like this. Something like that. I want to have like funny shapes on the side. I'm just gonna duplicate it for the other side. I'm feeling lazy today. Okay. Let me get the reference out of the way. That should not be there. There we go. That's like the kind of hand-drawn quality I'm looking for. It's not quite symmetrical. I know it doesn't need to be. I just, you know. Okay, we do that like that. I think that should look okay. Let me get the text ready. Let me do something, some writing. Gee, what's this gonna be? Not too silly. There we go. Choose, you goose. Fly, you fools. I don't like this as much as like a transparent banner. I'm just not gonna go for these arrows on the side. Yeah, I'm gonna take a different approach with this one. Alright, deleting that. Back to the drawing board. That's better. Okay. That's nice. I wanted to like fade in a bit. There we go. That's better. I do want to have that blue color in there though. So I'm just gonna take this. Take the reference. Take that blue color. And just do something like this. Like a line artifact. Sweet. Is this like centered properly? It should go a little bit to the left. There we go. And now I just do my thing with the brush. There we go, now it's looking like something. I could use this. If it isn't some asymmetry can be stylish in its own right. True, 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 very true. But not quite what I'm going for. I want the menus and all that to look pretty like symmetrical and all. I just think it's neat. Maybe I will add the arrows, actually. Hold on. I can still find a way to make that fit. Kinda. I don't know if this looks alright. That's kind of cool, actually. I do like that. Might keep it like this. Just some very quickly, crudely drawn, like, pointy bits on the side, I guess. I don't know, like, what are they even supposed to be? I'm just gonna draw random shapes around it. It's not bad, actually. I kinda like this. Let's just use this for the time being. Alright, let's go. Fade south properly. Alright, let's just put this in the game. Good enough. Hold on, I don't want to overwrite the Placeholder banner. Let's go, let's go. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yep. Let's put it in. Okay. Here we go. Back in the good old Game Maker. Choose banner. I'm just gonna import the thing. There we go. Now it's in there. If I test the game, it's gonna appear. And I think it's gonna work perfectly. Hell yeah. I'm just glad I was able to get like a major thing off my to-do list today. That leaves only 1, 2, 3, 4 major things left to do. Until my next, you know, milestone. And the deadline I set for myself is next Wednesday. So I'll see how that goes. Okay, let's see. Watch it. There we go, that's perfect! Yes, that's exactly what I had in mind. Throw cat at the sun. 2. Hell yeah. Oh, that's perfect. That makes the game feel so much better. Oh, yes! That is satisfying. Awesome. Thanks for being here for that, chat. Couldn't have done it without your help. Even though I'm really thirsty for Coca-Cola right now. You know, still, I forgive you. I got streamer with a god complex. Say it ain't so. Alright. Whew. We've been going for an hour and a half. This took an hour and a half to implement. My word. I know it's not the most exciting stuff to watch, but I had a good time. Damn, definitely used a lot of my brain power for this though. I want to do something a little simple and easy. Like, maybe is there anything else on my list? Give a little, take a little, it is what it is. Fun as heck. Well, thank you, I appreciate that. I'm also still trying to get back into this. Like, I have not streamed consistently the past few months, just every now and then when I felt like it. And, I don't know, it's been kind of nice, not too much pressure. But part of me is like really, you know, I really want to entertain people. I want to keep people like, you know, like, oh, look at all this cool stuff. Or like, hey, here's something funny. Those kinds of things. And I feel like I've been doing that more with my videos lately. Like that Rayman video just that I made for the channel. Or 2 of them, actually. Which I highly recommend checking out if you haven't already. I put a lot of, like, just fun and work into it. I'm very proud of them. Turned out good. Yeah, let's see. The 4 things left on my list for Wednesday are changing the collectible icons to match the collectibles in-game. Yeah, that should be doable. Alter the scoring system, like how many points you get for, you know, what specific thing that you destroy. Drawing a game over screen and then setting up the game over screen, or like a, you know, a system for game overs, because I want to have like exclusive screens for each level, which I think will be fun. There's not even like a way to die in the game. It's like purely an optional thing. Like you just select it from the menu and you're like, yeah, I'll quit. And then you see like a little game over sequence. Kind of like Banjo, you know? Like if you just quit the game regularly, you still get a game over sequence. I always thought that was funny. Then for the second milestone, there's like, yeah, ooh. Easier stuff, definitely, for the second milestone. Like after the... whatever. My brain is a little fried. I think I need to call it here. This has been a lot of fun, though. I really appreciate you stopping by for this. And yeah, it's the deadline for August 15th is getting very close. Just a month and a half. And then I'm gonna submit the demo, and whew. Scary. Is anybody gonna play it? I don't know. We'll find out. I'll certainly be very proud of it, and like of myself just for making it that far. That's what it's all about, baby. But yeah, we'll see. I'm also just looking forward to playing a bunch of other people's games. That'll be good. And I don't know, maybe connecting with some folks at Sage. Like, I did join the Sage Discord server, but I haven't interacted there very much. Just because there's so many people. Like, it's really difficult to, like, you know, just reach out to anybody. And if you ask questions, like, sometimes people respond, sometimes people just ignore it. It's just, yeah, and I get that. It's just kind of like that with larger servers, you know. I definitely will. Thank you, Purveyor. I really appreciate that. I hope you'll find it enjoyable to play. And it's cool, like, you got to be part of the development for a little bit by stopping by these streams, which is also cool. Alright. Gamers, oh, this song is so nice. But yeah, we're gonna end on this note. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you want to see more of my stuff, like I said, I got new videos out on the channel. Of course, there is stuff on my Blue Sky pretty much every day. I like to post there and making art and all that crap. But lately, I've been focusing on my game a lot. So fewer art posts, but still, you know, still has been a fun time just posting random crap. Let's stay in touch. If you want to, I don't know, follow me on Blue Sky, you can. If you want to watch my videos, you can subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. But I hope to see you next time, first and foremost. Have a great weekend, and